Alright everyone, introducing the all-new Aero Hunter Kestrel. It's a completely redesigned saddle. We've been working on this for a few years now. We really wanted to simplify the saddle, make it smaller, lighter weight, easier to use. So it's pretty fitting that we came up with the name Kestrel for it. Pretty small package. American Kestrel is the smallest falcon species in the United States. This right here is a saddle and a bridge. Weighs in at 2 pounds 11 ounces. It's going to retail for $245. We're also going to offer a complete system, which is the saddle, the bridge, the tree strap, the lineman's belt, and the back band. It comes in at 3.5 pounds, and it's going to retail for $350. New this year, you're also going to be able to buy the saddle, as well as if you need a lineman's belt, you can purchase just the lineman's belt as well. So you're not going to have to purchase the complete system if you only need one or two things. You're going to be able to purchase those as well. We're going to be shipping it in this small swag bag, cinch top bag here. Our gear bags that we've previously sent the Evolution in are still going to be available to purchase along with our other line of accessories that we have for this saddle. So I'm going to pull the saddle out, we're going to lay it out on the table, we're going to kind of look through the features. I'm going to talk to you about the design and the way we designed it and why we designed it that way. Alright, so here it is. The Kestrel. It's a one-piece saddle. So basically what we did is we took the Evolution seat, we made it a little taller and a little wider. We added the height mostly to the top section of the saddle so that we can incorporate the waist belt into the top. We made it a little wider so that we can get the lineman's belt attachment points to the point of your hips, as well as get the bridge around your hips. So we're going to offer this in a couple colors. The gray that you see here, the olive color that's on the inside, as well as the generic camouflage pattern that we offer the Evolution in. Another really big change about this saddle is there's no padding in this saddle whatsoever. We were able to completely get rid of the padding. We did that by going to an 1 3/4 webbing all the way around this saddle. So there's an 1 3/4 webbing skeleton that goes all the way around this saddle. By going to a wider webbing, we were able to increase the amount of surface area to distribute the weight through. Up here at the top, you'll notice that there is malle webbing. So there is 8 sections of malle loop. So that is a 1-inch webbing with a 1-inch space and another 1-inch webbing, sewn every 1.5 inches. And we did this for the guys that wanted to incorporate pouches to their saddle so that they can carry cauls or their lineman's belt and tree strap. We're also going to offer a small line of accessories that we will sell for this, and it's going to be a plastic D as well as a plastic clip. I'll go over that at the end. So now we'll take a look at the side of it, and you'll see some more dramatic changes. Get this all tucked up over here. So we have no metal on the bridge attachment, and you'll notice the bridge attachment's not tied in. It's going to be tied in on one side and be able to clip into the other side with a carabiner. So what we did is, again, we took this 1 3/4 webbing that's our skeleton, we folded this over, we wrapped it with a piece of Cordura fabric. This is called chafing, and what this does is it helps prevent carabiners from wearing into your webbing. On the inside, we actually sewn another small piece of webbing in here. And the point behind that webbing is it gives it a little bit of rigidity, so it helps keep this open as well as offer more protection for a carabiner, because we don't want you wearing this black webbing, so we added this extra reinforcement here on the end. Another significant change is the lineman's belt. We went from a D style that was on the Evolution to an I style. So basically this is just a piece of webbing that's folded over and stitched on itself to form an I. Again, we chafed this to help protect that webbing. So we wrapped it in a piece of Cordura fabric, and then on the inside of this, we actually added a contrasting color piece of webbing, and we did this for 2 reasons. Number one is for safety, so that when you put a carabiner through here, especially in low light conditions, you're going to be able to get a positive ID that your carabiner went through your lineman's belt, as well to stiffen that up so that it helps keep it open and it doesn't completely collapse on it. Down here at the bottom, you will notice this green strap. This is our only adjustment strap on the saddle. It's very similar to the swing strap adjustment that was on the Evolution. So as you shorten this strap, you're going to actually see an increased amount of pressure in the lower part of the saddle, basically the lower part of your butt or underneath of your thighs. A little bit of adjustment on the strap is going to go a long ways. We've incorporated a thumb pull tab on this loop so that you can just insert your thumb through here and pull on this strap. And you'll notice we've kind of used contrasting colored webbing. So we have a green webbing, a black webbing, a tan webbing. And we're actually looking to try to source some other colors of webbing so that all of these will be different colors. So it will be easily distinguishable to tell what piece of webbing goes to what and what it's used for. So now we're going to flip this over and take a look at the inside of it. So you'll notice something new. Again, it's all quick release buckles on the inside. So ISC quick release buckle on the waist and ISC quick release buckles on the leg straps, as well as with the bridge being removable from one side. You're not going to have to step through the saddle anymore. You're going to be able to put this saddle on completely. So you'll be able to snap the waist around you, then buckle your leg buckles and put the bridge on. So no more getting your saddle muddy, dirty, wet, anything like that. So with the ISC buckles up here at the top, quick release, depress the two gray buttons at the same time, buckle comes apart, real simple, real easy. On the waist belt up here, we've added 2 adjustment points. So this is your traditional adjustment point. And the reason we added the one on the left side is that when you layer up in the winter and start adding more layers, this side would tend to go to the left because you're adding more layers, so most people would lengthen this side. We wanted you guys to be able to keep that buckle directly in the middle. So we added a 3-bar slider in here so you can adjust where the placement of this buckle lands for your particular style. With the leg straps, again, we went to the same ISC quick release buckle. This was a huge request we had from a lot of people, was to have quick release leg buckles. So we went with this ISC, and the one thing we really kept in mind with this is we know, as most hunters, we put this on in low light or the complete dark. So there is no right or left. These buckles can interchange to which side they go to. So when you put this on in the dark, you don't have to worry about, did I put the right side on the left? Basically what we did is it's one continuous piece of webbing that is just wrapped around our skeletal frame here. Another thing we did new this year, on the end of our leg straps, we've incorporated a webbing keeper. So we have a small piece of elastic that you can simply roll your tag end of your webbing, your loose end. Once you have it rolled up, you can simply fold your elastic over the webbing. Now you have this nice webbing keeper. Another feature I wanted to point out, is something we incorporated in, is up here at the waist. You'll notice that the waist strap does not run all the way to the end of the saddle. And this was by design, so that when you go to pivot at the hips to turn to take a shot of something behind you, by having this not sewn at the very end, it's actually going to allow you to pivot more at the hips, so that your bridge will go more perfectly in line with where your hips are. So it's going to really allow you to turn more at the hips and get that straight shot behind you. So as you can see, it's a completely redesigned saddle. We basically went with the seed of the evolution and built it up. It's been a lot of years in the making. We really wanted to streamline it. We listened to all the requests that we've got from people. Smaller, simpler, lighter weight, quick release buckles. We went to all that. So here it is, the Kestrel. Okay, so now we're going to talk about our accessories that we're going to offer for our molly webbing. We're going to sell this kit separately. It's going to be $8 for the kit that you see here. So 2 plastic Ds and 2 plastic clips. The Ds work really well for clipping things in that won't fit through the molly webbing. For me, I use them for carabiners. And then the plastic clips I use for my climbing sticks. I tie a piece of 550 cord to my climbing sticks, and then I can clip that into these clips. And then that way when I go up the tree, I don't have to go back down for my climbing sticks. I'm carrying my climbing sticks up with me. These work really simply. All you have to do, make sure that the webbing is laying in this orientation, and then simply slide these through the molly webbing, and they'll be a little tight. Pull them through, and you want to make sure there's no twist in here. The cleaner that you can get these on, the better they will look once they're folded over. And then simply fold the loop down and feed the plastic piece through the loop. And then simply pull them tight. And there you go. And like I said, the plastic Ds work really well for the carabiners that we use. So that if you're carrying your lineman's belt or your tree strap, you can clip them into there very easily. And then the plastic clips work the same way. Again, making sure that the loop lays in this orientation. Simply feed it through the molly webbing. Again, making sure it's clean so that when it folds over it will look nice and clean. Feed the plastic through the webbing loop. and then pull tight. So traditionally we've sewn these into places, kind of told you guys where you needed these. By going to this new Male system, we're able to sell these in accessories so that you can dictate where you want them. If you want both of the plastic D's on one side and both of the clips on the other side, you can do that. If you want to put a plastic clip above a D, you can do that as well. So it's really customizable for you guys. You guys can really customize this saddle to any way that you wanted. And that was a big request that we had from a lot of people, was customization. So that's what we designed it for. All right, now that we've went over the overview of the saddle and I've shown you all the features, I'm actually going to show you a little clip now in the tree, kind of explaining the adjuster strap, and you'll really be able to see how that adjuster strap begins to increase the amount of pressure that's felt underneath the legs and in the butt, and you'll really be able to see how to use it in the tree and be able to adjust it while you're in the tree as well. All right, now that we're in the tree, we're going to look at the only adjustment that this saddle has, which on this model is this green strap. And again, we're looking at sourcing some different color webbing, so this color may change a little bit from model to model, but it will be the adjustment strap for this saddle. So what it does is it's sewn on kind of right here at the bottom outside of your thigh, and then it comes up and it is sewn just below where the bridge attaches. So what the adjustment is going to do is real similar to the swing strap on the Evolution. As I shorten this strap, it's actually going to kind of cup this saddle up, giving me more pressure felt underneath of my legs here. On there is a small thumb loop that is sewn in. So what you can do is basically just insert your thumb through that loop and then grab onto the webbing. And what I do is I kind of just hop up in my saddle as I pull up on that. And if you'll notice, look at how little bit of light is kind of between the bottom of the saddle and the frame. And as I shorten this, you'll start to see that amount of light grow. So I'm going to go ahead and just start shortening this to kind of show you what I'm talking about. So now you can really see I've got this about to the full extreme that it will let me adjust. And now you can see there's a tremendous amount. There's probably 2.5 inches of light underneath here. So you can really see how much that cupped. For me, this is probably way too much pressure underneath of my legs. I would probably want to let this out more to just having just a little bit of pressure on there. So to let this out, what I would do is I would take my index finger and I would push against where the webbing runs through the buckle, giving it a little bit of resistance, while taking my thumb behind the buckle and actually kind of rolling my thumb out like this. So I'm just going to kind of let the webbing out a little bit at a time. So I'm going to get my thumb back here behind here and on the other side. And then like I said, I'm just keeping pressure on my index finger on that webbing. I'm just kind of roll my thumbs out, and it's just going to real slowly, I'm kind of pushing that webbing through with my fingers with pressure, so it goes through at a slowed, controlled rate. So you can see now I have almost no pressure through here, and again, there's just a little bit of light that's right here underneath of the saddle. So to adjust more weight underneath of your thighs, simply pull that strap shorter.